Hey guys, it's Mike, and today's video is going to be a little bit different, not just because the background is distinctly different. For those of you guys who don't know, I moved to Austin, Texas recently, and I'm currently back in my hometown of Chicago to pack up like our house, and the place where I usually film here is my room, but my room is covered in like boxes and other stuff, so it's messy. It's also nighttime, so like the spot where I usually film just had bad lighting anyway, so I made this little makeshift corner that I'm filming in now, so bear with me with this. I also got a cut in my nose. Try to ignore that. I had an accident. I don't want to talk about it. All jokes aside, this video topic is definitely more serious, and so I'll definitely treat it as so. I probably shouldn't be joking around because what I'm going to talk about is definitely a big deal and affects a big chunk of our Purdue community. I'll just jump right into the video and talk about what happened. So I don't normally make like current events news type of videos, but like I said, this affects the international student population in America, which also makes up 17% of Purdue's student body. So since I also have a lot of international students that follow me, I definitely wanted to make this video to raise awareness about this whole issue and what can be done and what Purdue is doing to address the issue, and also resources that might be able to help my fellow international students watching this out. So I have on my computer sort of like a summary of the legislation that ICE, or Internal Customs Enforcement, just passed as of 2 days ago. It's currently July 10th, and this was passed, I believe, on July 8th. Yeah, I'm just gonna be reading off a summary so I don't get any of the facts wrong. If I do, definitely call me out and I will make a note of it in the comments, or just even completely I'll re-upload this video if I have to, but because I definitely want all this information to be correct. Basically, non-immigrant F1 and M1 visa holding students whose schools are going completely online this fall semester, so a decent chunk of them, because of the whole COVID situation, must leave the United States. If you're a student who is an international student who went home, you're not allowed to come back into the US. And if you're staying in the US and currently residing here over the summer, and your school is going completely online, you are going to be deported. The US will not issue new visas to students enrolled in these schools that are fully online. And this also applies to students who go to schools that are doing hybrid models, so Purdue's included in this. Schools that are basically having some in-person classes and some online classes. And if you are enrolled in the online option, you also have to leave and you can't take your online classes in the US. And the only way to stay in the US is if you are enrolled in at least one in-person course in the US. So yeah, this really screws over a ton of international students. And it's really unfair because a lot of these students are paying thousands of dollars to go to the schools in the US, you know, paying a lot of taxes to the US, contributing so much to the US economy, and they're basically told, yeah, sorry, you're gonna have to leave if your school isn't online. And I don't quite understand the reasoning behind this. This is definitely heartbreaking because I have a few friends who are international students and who are staying in the US, hoping to sort of keep their place. And because of this whole COVID situation, there are multiple governments around the world are issuing travel bans, and the US is included in that. You know, they sort of figured that by staying in the US, they'd be able to like secure their enrollment this fall semester to continue their education. And now that the fact that that is all up in the air now because of this is just really heartbreaking to me. And I can't imagine what that must feel like. So in my opinion, it's really unfair. I don't want to get too political on this channel, but I just definitely think it's such a counterproductive and such a mean-spirited law to be passed. So I want to do what I can to, you know, raise awareness about what Purdue specifically is doing to combat this situation and help you guys out, you know, and also talk about some other resources that you international students watching might be able to use to, you know, secure your enrollment this coming semester, you know, to be able to continue the education that you rightfully paid for and deserve to get. So I'm going to jump into that. And like I said, I'm only going to be speaking about what Purdue does. That's the school I go to and sort of, you know, the theme of my channel. So I'm going to talk about that. So like I said before, Purdue is going on a hybrid fall 2020 semester. So socially distant in-person classes with the option to take them all online if you don't feel comfortable returning to classes. Or for example, if like one of your classes is in a large lecture and you don't feel comfortable coming to a large gathering, you can take that class online and then take like a couple of the courses in person if you'd like. And the legislation states that if you have chosen to take all your classes online and you're an international student with one of these two visas, you're not allowed to stay in the country. So if there's a silver lining to be found in this, at least Purdue has offered in-person classes, so this doesn't affect our entire international student population. Purdue recently, as of earlier today, I believe, joined the lawsuit with MIT and Harvard and I think 7 other schools now that are suing the Trump administration for this legislation. And the goal is to essentially file a restraining order against the administration so ICE can't enforce the policy on these college campuses. There's another term to describe it. I'll throw it up on the screen. I just don't remember it off the top of my head. So hopefully the U.S. judicial system works in our favor. But for now, there's a couple resources I want to link and plug in this video. So the first one is independent faculty offering in-person classes. So what I think is so awesome is there's this whole grassroots movement at Purdue for faculty offering just personal one-on-one classes that probably meet just like once a semester, but count as in-person. And you as an international student can sign up for these independent studies with Purdue faculty. And there's a whole Reddit thread that's being constantly updated with professors who are offering these independent study courses. So if you're an international student, definitely go check it out if this applies to you. It's updated very frequently because obviously this is a current event. And the other resource I'm going to talk about is called SOIS.us. Support our international students. And basically what they offer is a couple of resources, donations and some other things. But the main thing that they offer is sort of like a student swap database. So basically domestic students have offered their spots in their in-person classes and have left their emails. So if you're an international student, you can go to this website, find a domestic student that you can swap a class with. So you can enroll in one class and maintain your visa status as well. And it's also worth mentioning this database isn't limited to Purdue. There's actually a lot of other schools who are in this database too. So definitely go check that out, even if you aren't a Purdue student, because you might be able to find someone that can help you there. And those are just the 2 that I've researched and found right now that are helpful. One other thing I want to mention, and this applies to everyone watching this video, there's a petition on whitehouse.gov that you can sign to voice your dissent against this policy. And if the petition reaches 100,000 signatures, because it's on the whitehouse.gov website, the White House is legally required to issue a statement about it, if not enact legislative change. So definitely sign it. I know it's a petition. It takes 30 seconds though. Use your voice, power and numbers. Just go sign it if you're watching this. And I'm going to keep doing my research, and if I find more resources, I'll definitely link them in the bios below. If you're watching this and you know of any other helpful resources that I haven't mentioned, definitely put them in the comments down below. And I will keep updating the description of this video with things that can help international students out, because at the end of the day, international students are a big part of the Purdue community. And sorry this wasn't the most happy video. I'll have some more fun content coming out next week. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because it's something I care about. And yeah, thank you for watching. I sincerely hope that this legislation changes, or that Purdue and all the other schools win this lawsuit. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.